So this is what a typical ARC looks like in Taiwan, and this right here is what mine looks like. It's gold. That's because I don't have a typical ARC, I have the 就业金卡, and that is also called the employment gold card. I posted a picture of this on my Instagram story a few days ago, and a bunch of foreign friends here in Taiwan or friends that have been to Taiwan were asking me, why is it gold? How do I get it? What's the process like? So I thought I could share here in detail what it is, how to apply for it, and what my experience with the process was like. So first, what is the 就业金卡? It is an ARC, which is an alien residency certificate, otherwise known as a 居留证, and a work permit put together. The benefit of that is I don't have to apply for a work permit outside of this. I automatically have one with this. And another thing is with an ARC, typically you have to have a visa before you get the ARC, and then that visa allows you to come to Taiwan and then apply for the ARC. But with this, once you apply for this, and you can apply outside of Taiwan, you'll get a sheet of proof that says that you have it, and then you can enter with that into Taiwan. You don't need another visa on top of this. So another benefit of that is like, I don't need to be enrolled in school to get a student visa, or I don't have to have an employer help me find a work visa. I just have this gold card and it's enough for me to get in and out of Taiwan. So how do you check to see if you're qualified to get it? What are the requirements? Well, you can actually go to their website and they have a little questionnaire that you can fill out, and it'll tell you at the end of that if you're qualified or not. The qualifications are going to be around what you do for work, how long you've been working in that field, and what your income is. So once you pass that qualification check, you can go ahead and start the application process. And I'm going to share about how my application went. So I started applying in November, and I didn't actually get the gold card approval until the middle or end of February, I think. I would actually say it on here. It was the end of February. So it took a while for me. It's almost 4 months. It's actually a little bit over 4 months. And that's because I had some hiccups in my application process. So hopefully listening to what I say here can help you in your process and maybe speed things along for you. So the first issue that I ran into was the proof of employment. They needed an actual letter with the letterhead of my company stating what my position was, who my higher ups were, and they wanted a signature as well, and just explaining what I do there. And I didn't have that at first, so I didn't start that until after I started applying. Another issue was my proof of income. So income was a huge part of my application, and I thought just showing my bank statement would be enough for that, but it actually wasn't. What they wanted was tax withholding documents. So not a pay stub, but something showing that I was having taxes withheld from my paycheck, and that amount would help them calculate what my income was. But I was actually 1099, so I didn't have any taxes withheld from my pay. Eventually, they did accept it. I had to show them my ADP statement and basically my pay stubs, along with screenshots of my bank accounts. And after explaining my situation, they were able to take it, but that also took like another week of going back and forth with them and getting that information. The third issue I ran into was the industry that I originally tried to apply under was technology. And the reason I did that is because my position in TSMC as a translator was still just translating, but all of the translation I was doing was related to technology and the semiconductor industry. So I thought that that's what my work field would be in, but they actually suggested I apply under economy instead as a translator for some reason. So if you're an interpreter or translator and you're not like super focused on one field, maybe try economy. But anyways, that's why it says on my gold card, I can show you here. It actually says economy right there. So nothing I do really is related to the economic industry, but I am an interpreter, and I guess that's where they want me. So that didn't take a lot of work from my end, but I did have to adjust my application on their website, and then I had to go through another approval process. So speaking about the approval process, there are a few different steps. There are 5 steps in the approval process. I have a little screenshot here with the dates that my stuff was completed, but the first step is paying. So when you go to pay, you can select which length of time you want your gold card to be active for. You can get a 1 year, a 2 year, or a 3 year. I didn't think I was going to be here for 3 years, so I just settled on a 2 year. And after that, they start the initial review by the National Immigration Agency. Then there's a secondary review by the National Immigration Agency. And then there's the Workforce Deployment Agency review, and that's where they started asking me questions about my job being in the technology field instead of economy. And then there's the review by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then there's another re-review by the National Immigration Agency. So it goes through three reviews by them, and then once you have final approval, you can get the card printed out, and that's when you can print out that slip that lets you get past customs, and then you can get the gold card at the immigration agency office. There is one other step I forgot to mention. You do have to submit your passport in person. For other visas, like a student visa or work visa, you can just mail the passport to the cultural office that's in your home country. But for the gold card, for some reason, you have to do it in person. So even though I lived in Phoenix, the closest cultural office to me was in LA, so I did drive to LA. To get it back, you just have to have the receipt, and it doesn't have to be you. So I actually had a coworker who was going to LA anyways after my approval process was done, and he was able to pick it up for me, so I didn't have to drive a second time. But yeah, consider that if you don't live close to a cultural economic office, then you might have to drive yourself or fly yourself over there, or consider getting a different visa. I believe you can also apply from within Taiwan if you are here already. Cool, so I'm actually not even 100% done with this gold card right now. I have to change my address because I didn't have a Taiwanese address at the time of applying, and I will get a second gold card, I believe, in about a week from now. But yeah, overall, super happy to have this. If you have any other questions about getting a gold card or what it's like, please leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to help. I believe Taiwan also recently came out with a freelancer visa, so consider getting that instead of this. It might be a little bit easier to apply for. I'm not really sure, but this is just one of the many ways to get a card to stay in the country and work. Now that I'm in Taiwan, I'll be posting more videos about Taiwan, living here, and the culture, and just enjoying my time. So if you have any things that you want to see in Taiwan, let me know. Leave that down below, and maybe I'll use that in a future video. Like and subscribe to see more content in Taiwan. Peace.